Oh boy. All righty. Welcome to 8 Questions with the early edition. Happy Tuesday. So, wow. People in the chat, thank you so much for coming in early. We will be talking to our good friends, Roy and Becky from Roy and Becky's Adventures, Travels, Under the Awning. Some very, very nice people. No, you're not here. You're not too early. I always go up a little early before the show. So yes, Roy and Becky will be here at 2:30, but I always go on at least 15 minutes early just to say hi to everybody, like our good friend V and John. Thank you so much for letting me post this in the group, John. And Katie. Hi, Katie. Uh, I think there's a ghost in my room. So we'll be talking to Roy and Becky here. We'll be asking them some questions about, how they got where they got, and explaining to us a little bit about their life, RV life. I think RV life and van life are pretty much one and the same. I think the RV is probably just a little bit bigger, but it's the same premise, I believe. Probably a little easier in some respects. Nice to meet you too, Keely. Thank you so much. And of course, a shameless plug for the channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't hesitate to give me a sub. Me and the Cheetah, we're on our way to 600. And anybody who wants to contribute to that, that'll be awesome. We're a bunch of fun most of the time, like 99% of the time. Hi, Timothy. How are you, sir? Yep. Oh, my light is finicky. Um, yeah, yeah. No more beard. In fact, I got a shave today. So this is the show number one of two. We're doing two today. Due to some technical issues last week, so Roy and Becky were very gracious enough to come back on today to do our interview. So we'll be talking to them in a few minutes. And tonight at 8 o'clock, we start our Women in Horror Month here on the channel. As we're going to be talking to women in horror. So it's Women in Horror Month. We celebrate all things women who do things in horror: act, direct, screenwrite, produce, YouTube content, anything that has to do with the world of horror movies and horror itself. We will be talking to them all throughout March. So we're pretty excited about that. It's a little bumpy, but I think you'll really enjoy it. And we are kicking off our month with our good friend Jennifer Tochi. She is also a fellow YouTuber. She is co-host. Hey Brad, how are you, sir? Th- Thanks for coming out. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. Yep, that's a good one. That's a good one. We'll be talking a little bit about that today. You'll be hearing a lot of Halloween this month, I'm sure. So we'll be talking to Jennifer Tochi tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So if this is the first time you come to the channel, we hope that it won't be the last time you come to the channel. We want you to come back on and be on the regular. We do have some fun guests coming up, and I'll be glad to share some of their names with you, because anybody who's been here before will tell you that it's always about the calendar. So today, like I said, we have Jennifer will be here with us today at 8 o'clock. Oh, I gotta do this too. Forgive me for doing this. I just gotta hype this up. So yes, our show starts at 8 o'clock, and we're probably gonna end at about 9:15 or so, because we're gonna be rating our good friend David's horror. He's got a new stream out called "The Screaming of the Lambs." And our good friend Hobbs is going to be among the panelists. And I'm pretty excited for that because our good friend Hobbs, he deserves a lot of more. I'd like to see him do more live streams and get on more panels. So, so this is really exciting for us. We're glad to see him get to be invited onto another stream. So I just want to pump that up a little bit. I know, right? A channel, another channel, but that's how we roll here. We like to support everybody. Yeah, Jodie Foster has done lots of good horror films. Um, I want to say the reincarnation of something or another. She was in that too. Uh, Thank you, Timothy. I appreciate it. Hey, North, what's going on? Greetings, greetings. Yeah, she's done a few horror films. Uh, I think it was the reincarnation of Audrey Rose or something like that. I think she did that with Michael Sarazan. Um, and of course, she did Taxi Driver, which is well, it has some horror elements in it, for sure. Um, so we have actress Tatiana Marnovic tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Can't wait for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. She's got a new movie out called No Tears in Hell and Do Not Blink. Two new horror projects coming up. On the 3rd, we have the delightful Dolores Wheeler will be here with us at 8 o'clock. Next Tuesday on the 8th, we have our friend Spooky Kisses, who has a great YouTube channel and Instagram page. A lot of fun. And then we have producer actress Donna Taylor from the UK. We will be doing 2 shows again on next week. A week from tomorrow, we will have Donna Taylor will be here with us at 2 o'clock. And then on our 100th show, we have actress Bailey Harrington will be here with us, and she will talk about her career. And then we have one of our fun guests coming in. We have the mighty Dylan Von Harvey, who makes some really fun horror films like Clownado and Bone Hill Road. So we're pretty excited about our month here. Yep, Jodie is a great actress, definitely. Let's see. She hasn't done a lot of horror since then. Um, oh yeah, anybody says they're a Unikitty, oh yes, hi Cassie, how are you? Oh gosh, you're more than welcome here, Cassie. You're more than welcome to come on in. Definitely. We hope you're doing well, and our condolences on the loss of your friend, Cassie. Um, I'm sure he's looking down upon you right now. So yes, you're more than welcome to join in. And if you haven't already known, I'll tell you anyway. Go ahead and feel free to connect with each other. If you haven't connected, feel free to do so. Roy and Becky will be with us in about 5 minutes or so. Once they get set up. As you already know, in just a short little amount of time, we know that Roy likes to eat spam and he likes to ransack. Who knew, right? Who knew? But the things you pick up underneath the awning. Roy and Becky have been tremendous supporters of not only this channel, my channel, and my series, but they've also been a really big supporter of the Midnight Hour that airs on Sunday nights. It's a little late for them, but they came out and supported us, and I thought that was really cool. Um, and I really do wanted to. I just wanted to express my. I wanted to see Ransack and Roy. See, that's going to be sticking now. I expect to see that expect to see that every show that they do. Sounds like. See. See, there you go. See, Bouncing Becky and Ransacking Roy. I'm telling you, that almost sounds like I'm telling you, that's a TV show right there. That would be TV gold. I mean, personally, I would pay to see that. So yeah, they'll be on in a few minutes, and yeah. Now, is there anybody else out here that is also a van lifer? So if you're new to the community, if you're new to what we're going to be talking about, just raise your hands.
All right, here. Look, I'm waiting for Roy to sit down.
Oh,
there we go.
All right.
How's the wind noise? Too windy?
We hear. Nope, we don't hear any wind. Let's see if I can.
Yeah,
let's see if I can.
He buttoned up the clam and it got extremely hot here real quick. So there we go. So we had to adjust some of the windows here so we had some air coming through. There we go. Wait for you to sit down. There he is.
Internet working?
Seems to be.
The internet is working.
Awesome.
Cool beans.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. I appreciate
late
it.
Night. Anything after what? About 5 o'clock here? You might as well forget doing anything on YouTube.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of Yeah, I saw that. I noticed that a lot of your weekend shows have been canceled because of your internet. So yeah, it sort of sucks. But I mean, that's what happens when you're out. You know, I guess there's really no signal out where you're at. Now, are you on? Now, when you guys go camping, when you guys set up for your base, are you guys always on? Are you guys always on BML land?
BLM land?
Yeah.
Most of the time. We've done state. We've done national forest too.
Yeah, national forest, wildlife areas.
Yeah.
Mainly, but in the wintertime, it's mainly BLM land.
Now I hear a lot of people mentioning terms. In fact, I'd see a few channels with the term boondocking. So I mean, what is a boondock or boondocking? Because some of the lingo is like I'm not really familiar with.
Boondocking means you have no hookups. You have no
electric.
Make sure you guys can hear me. No electric hookups.
No water.
No water hookup and no sewer hookup. And so Honey is the name of our RV. She's self-contained, so she has a water tank, 30-gallon, a 15-gallon gray water, 15-gallon black water, and her own battery pack and solar. So we don't need no other hookups.
So gray water means I think black water is for the toilet, and gray water for the sink.
Sink and the shower.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with some of the terms. Some of the terms I don't know. So, like I know BLM was the Bureau of Land Management. I did know that one, but I didn't know what boondocking was. And we'll talk about at a meetup and some other terms. So first of all, before we get into that, we definitely got to figure out how you got to where you're at. So I guess that would be the beginning of this. Is where were you each born and raised at? Becky, you can go first.
I was born in Knox, Indiana, a little bitty town. What is it, about an hour of Chicago? Nothing to brag about.
Is it still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. No. Is the town still there?
Yeah, barely, but it's still there.
Is it one of those one-stop towns? You just drive through and it's just one stop sign?
No, they've actually...
They've graduated to 3 stoplights now.
Ooh. It's progress.
Yeah.
we
how
did
about
have
you,
one
Ron?
when we were kids.
One the whole time growing up. So it's grown a little bit, but that's just where I was born. I was raised in an actual farm town called Grover Town. There's
Now,
nothing there.
was that also in Indiana as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've been a
Still,
Hoosier girl all your life then, huh?
yes. I'm a country girl. I'm not a city girl.
Yeah, I don't blame you. How about you, Roy? Where were you born at?
Well, I was actually born in Chicago. First 6 years of my life. Then we moved to Knox. So I was actually raised in Knox and grew up there. I claim Knox as my hometown, though.
So you guys were raised together. I mean, you must have saw in the same school and everything, right?
When did I meet you?
I was in middle school. Because we had
It was like 85 or something.
growing up where there was like Washington Township Elementary, California Township Elementary. Those two were all in like the Knox area, and then they merged to the middle school. I didn't meet him till I met his sister in the middle school.
Yeah.
And we didn't like each other
For years.
for years.
A year. What was it about? What? Well, I think is it the case though, where that little boy meet and they don't like each other? It really does mean they do like each other. Isn't it sort of like the reverse?
Apparently.
Yeah. But
it's worked with us for the past 35 years or something.
how old's Preston now?
I'm not really too sure that we actually do like each other yet.
Uh-huh. I think it's safe to say that you guys are definitely one of the cutest couples I've ever met.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure the chat will agree with me on that one too. It's a lot of fun watching you guys when you do your Under the Awning.
Yeah.
We watch you because of you guys. It's like it's just so much fun. You guys are so entertaining together. You could definitely tell you guys have known each other for a very long time. You're very comfortable with each other. It's like best friends. You can sit there, you can see the best friends dynamic there.
We try to be what we are. We try to. That's how we are off camera. For anybody that's met us, they say the same thing.
Yeah.
You guys are. It's just like a live stream.
Yep, we got Roy and Becky live sitting right in front of us right now.
Instead of the Truman Show.
32 years.
32 years.
So how old were you guys when did you guys actually meet? So you were what, about 10?
I was probably 12.
12, okay.
Sixth grade.
I was 13.
Now,
no.
So did you guys know you were for each other when as you got older, through high school and whatnot?
It was my high school. You graduated.
Yeah, I was 4 years ahead of you in school. So.
Yeah. I think I was a freshman or...
Yeah, we dated while she was in school.
My junior year.
Okay.
Sophomore, junior year. We took a break off from each other, and then we ended up back together. But we've been together roughly 32 years.
Yeah.
Give or take a few months in between there.
Now, so how old were you guys when you got married?
I was 21.
21. Did you know, Becky? Did you know that was it for you? Did you know that you found your soulmate?
Yeah.
Yeah. Women always know, don't they?
I can finish a sentence for him.
I think guys take a little longer to come up to that. Like that's my soulmate. I mean, I think it's always the women that know it first.
Yeah.
Probably so.
Yeah, I think you came around later.
Yeah.
To it.
So did you guys move out of Knox after you guys got married?
About a year in Mishawaka.
Probably about a year. A little city north of Knox. And,
so after that,
we moved back.
Yeah.
You moved back. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could
Okay.
open our window and look into our neighbor's living room. Not cool.
Oh, at the other town. Oh, yes.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah.
Walker. Yeah.
Way too many people.
There's only a driveway between our house and their house.
We were from the country and we moved to a city, and it was like fish out of water for us.
Now,
We
when you guys
loved
come back,
Virginia,
is Knox a farming town? So I mean, did you guys both were raised on farms, or?
I was raised on a farm.
I was raised around them.
He was,
Knox, Stark County's the smallest populated at 23,000 in Indiana, and the
That's a good
town
size
that
town.
we were raised in, about 6,000 people in that town.
Okay, so Knox was a little bigger town than okay. I was thinking it was more like I thought it was underneath 1,000.
No, the town that our home base is in is like 50 people.
yeah. That maybe
That's
if you're
Grover
counting
Town.
the ants.
Yeah, that's Grover Town.
Yeah, it's not very big. That
So
is a farming community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
So you lived in the 6,000 people town.
He did.
out in the country.
Okay.
Well, I did live in town for a little bit, but
Uh,
I wasn't a town person.
Now, was there a lot of places to go hunting and camping at? Being, the love of outdoors seems to be one of the strong bonds you both share. So, were you both very active outdoors?
I was always outside,
Yeah,
tromping through the woods,
riding a bike down the dirt roads,
Yep.
going to the river, fishing. Oh yeah,
swimming in the ditches with my cousins. Yeah,
that too.
Yeah. Isn't Indiana pretty flat?
The northern part is.
yeah. You go to the southern part of Indiana and then you find beauty. It's got hills and all that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think Indiana had any forests or mountains or anything. I thought it was pretty much just flat land.
It's we have the foothills about, I don't know, just south of Indianapolis. It starts getting pretty hilly, and
Beautiful.
we got the Hoosier National Forest. Yeah, the
Okay.
southern Indiana is beautiful. Northern Indiana, not so much.
Yeah. Yeah. So is that where you guys used to go a lot? Go camping down in southern Indiana quite a bit?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we've hit just about every state park in Indiana.
Yeah,
Well-
we've camped on.
That must be a lot of fun. I mean, have you had any really interesting encounter? Did you have any interesting encounters, like waking up with a snake sitting on your foot, or sharing a campfire with a bear?
No,
No, an army of raccoons we shared a campsite
Yeah.
with.
an army of raccoons. That was
that
up
one.
north though.
Last year we had a rattlesnake in the campsite.
Last year. Oh yeah.
That's about it for excitement, though. Well, no,
Okay.
we did have last year during a live stream, though, we did have a herd of sheep take over our live stream.
Yeah.
Now, that was cool.
I heard of what?
Sheep.
Oh,
We had
sheep.
a herder. His sheep come right through our campsite. Yep.
1,500 head of sheep took over our live stream.
Up in northern part of Arizona. Was it
Oh, my
Williams?
Yeah.
We were camped up in the forest up there, and the sheep come. The
So
mowing
was that-
crew came along.
So was that your first Republican convention you attended? Oh, okay. I had to get that in there. What's been the funnest state for you guys to camp around in? I mean, you guys must have. What did you guys? Let's put it this way. What did you guys do for a living before you started? The RV life. I mean, you guys been. Did you work in Indiana all your lives, or did you guys move around a little bit?
I worked up until 2000. Then I had 4 vertebrae in 2003 that was fused together, so I couldn't do forklift job anymore. So went on disability. She was in a fast food industry just part-time because she really didn't need to work. She
Extra spending money to go.
Yeah,
explore
plus
with
she was
kids.
bored, so she went out because I was making good money at this. I used to make the foil bubble wrap and work in cardboard
Okay.
box companies. And and shipping supervisor. Well, then I couldn't do that anymore. She went and got a full-time job at a bucket factory and made 5-gallon buckets for 15 years.
Yeah, as quality control assistant manager.
And then I ended up getting prostate cancer and beat that. And she come home from work one day and says, quitting the job, we're going to go see the country. And
Wow.
so that's how we're out here seeing the country.
Oh, no,
Well,
what year was
3 years
what year
ago.
was that? 3 years ago. Okay.
2019, I quit my job and we hit the road.
As a matter of fact, it was 3 years ago Saturday I did my last radiation treatment. And it was
Congratulations.
free since. Thank you.
Congratulations.
And that made the decision, because we did originally have a 3-year plan to come out here. This would have been the 3rd year. We would have left and this would have been our 1st year out here.
Yeah.
So you're just here a little early.
Yeah, the cancer kind of sped that up.
Yeah, it tends to
Well,
it tends to alter your life a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Big time.
Well, and I learned was my mom battled cancer 2 times, and she told me your golden years aren't so golden. So if you're wanting to go do something, do it while you can so you can enjoy it. And he had the cancer, and I said, Roy, you're not promised that it's not going to come back. So let's go out and live. So that's what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Now, sold the house. How did you pick it?
Technically, we didn't sell the house. We gave the house to the daughter.
Oh, okay.
They're taking, they're taking care of it for us. It's theirs technically.
It's theirs.
Yep, we're done.
Now, how did you decide to pick? You got to there's people doing van life. There's people doing RV life. There's people nomads. I mean, did you know anything at all about the van life before you started it? Had you been reading about it? How did you prepare yourself for what you were about ready to do? I mean,
YouTube. A lot of the ones that we learned a lot of things for, we're camped with right now. We watched those guys for a couple of years, getting ready, studying it. Yeah, we have been camping for quite a few years,
about 15 years with kids.
Yeah, and plus, we do Civil War reenacting too, so a lot of that we applied towards docking. So yeah, we kind of knew what we were doing when we started, but you watch the ones that's been out here for a while, and it kind of they'll teach you where to go. Yeah, they guide you where to go get water, where to dump, stuff like that.
So you did reenactment. You do reenactments. What side do you do it for?
Well, right now it's Confederate.
You can do Union.
I can do Union, but I don't have any Union clothes right now, but our unit does.
Okay.
I'm artillery. She does civilian.
I've done both sides.
Yeah, she's done Union and
Confederate.
Mainly Confederate because the first unit I started out in said they had a hard time getting Confederate soldiers in the North, which made sense. So I got all my Confederate gear made. And when we got to the first reenactment, everybody was Confederate just about, and there was no Union soldiers hardly. So everybody wanted to be a rebel.
Hey, there's Mel Nettie living free zip code.
Hey, howdy. And
thank you for coming.
I'm with another unit. I'm with the other unit too, but now I'm with this other unit, and they have clothes that I can borrow a Union uniform if I need to go Union. So
he says it burns.
It works out pretty good. Yeah, that's the joke. When a Confederate puts on the Union uniform, it burns. It's when we're at reenactments.
So is it safe to say you guys are both, not only are you reenactors, but you're also, are you armchair historians? You read about a lot about the war?
Yeah, you need to know a lot about that stuff, because when you're reenacting, a lot of the people will come up and they want to talk to you and ask you questions about it. So it helps that you really need to know actual, true, and real history And how we do that is we go to memoirs, diaries, and old books of letters and stuff, journals. We read that stuff because those people were actually there and they know what actually happened.
It's a, I wish more people would do that.
That's history.
I really wish more people would do that.
The cannon, you might be interested in this. The first unit that I'm with, the cannon that we use in that was in Gettysburg.
And now, have you and Becky been to Gettysburg yet? Have you two been to Gettysburg yet?
No, it's on our bucket list.
It's holy ground. Yeah. It's holy ground. It's holy ground.
Same thing with the Perryville battlefield in Kentucky. That's holy ground too.
Yeah. I got to stand right where Pickett kicked off his charge, and I'm not afraid to tell you, man, but I cried my eyes out. I could just see where they had the march. You can see where Pickett's charge was and how far they had to go in the center. In the center, it just blows your mind. It absolutely blows your mind. There's so many different areas, Little Round Top, where Colonel Chamberlain held the 20th Maine. The town itself, where Buford held off. It's just the whole town. It's a little bit too commercialized in the city itself. Like for one thing I didn't like was like they had a restaurant there called Pickett's. I think it was called Pickett's Chicken or something like that. I just didn't think that it was very, I was thinking, wow, I wouldn't call my business after any of the soldiers there. When you got into the Civil War, I mean, was this something that had always been, when you're growing up, or how old were you when you decided to reenact? I don't know if any. I don't know.
We've only been doing it for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. So do you understand? I mean, so I mean, it's safe to say I'm fascinated by this too. So I want to ask you a couple of questions about it. But it's funny, you hear people say that the North won and the South lost. But I always say this: nobody wins a Civil War. There's no winners in a Civil War.
Both sides lost. Yeah, both sides lost
horribly.
I Nobody won.
Yeah. No, I always shake my head when I hear people say that. I'm like, do people know that? Do you understand that nobody wins the Civil War? What are some of the things that it's? And I have some friends who've done reenactments too, and it's very interesting. I've seen it. I've seen it, and my friend reenacted in it. I've walked the grounds of Gettysburg. It's very sobering. I applaud you for reenactment and for keeping history alive. I think reenactments are very important.
Sadly, it's a dying hobby.
Yeah. I was really disappointed. Personally, myself, I was really disappointed other than a few, because there are a few, I will be honest with you, that do not deserve to be honored. I just don't think they should be. And there's some, so I do respect some of the removals, but the statues, though, I don't really agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. It was American killing American. It was they died for their state. They're not. There's some evil. There's some evil people there, obviously. I mean, if you read any history book, and that's the thing, you tell people to actually read history books or ask questions of people, and they just. Now, how many reenactments have you gone to? With some of the battlefields you've been to?
Oh, we've been to quite a few battlefields. We haven't reenacted on a battlefield yet, but we've been to quite a few battlefields.
Okay. Perrysville, that's where his great-grandfather walked.
Well, they walked on about all of them.
Chickamauga.
Shiloh. Oh, and the one next to that.
Wildcat Canyon.
Wildcat. Well, we've been to a lot of them.
And there was another small one.
Corydon, Indiana.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think Gettysburg was the only battle north of the Mason-Dixie lines. Two.
Oh, God.
One was in Corydon. The other one was in Corydon, Indiana.
Your grandpa was in on that one too.
Yeah, we was on that one. Yeah, we've been to battlefields, but as far as how many reenactments,
I've lost count.
We've probably done maybe 40. And it's sad because every year it's less and less. When we first started doing it, we averaged 13, 15
for the season.
For the first 2 years, and then now it's down. Like 4 a year.
Yeah, I you know what?
Insurance.
Really? Insurance won't? I mean, for the reenactments?
Yeah, wow. Some of it is insurance has gotten too high, and
or they don't want to do it at all.
Some of it's political, some of it's COVID, some of it's just, well, that covers about all three.
Yeah, all three.
Insurance. Yeah. Insurance.
Now, it's interesting you brought up something. I like to think that it'll come back, like most anything, it'll come back. It's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit, but I do think it'll come back,
Fourth thing is the cost of getting into it.
Yeah.
That's the sticker. When because people come up to us all the time. How do we get involved? Well, then we send them where they go get uniforms and get them made and stuff like that, and they get sticker shock because it's expensive. My uniform alone was hand stitched and was well over $350.
Oh my God!
And that's not counting. That's not counting the hat,
the shirt, or
the shirts, the boots. This is just the jacket,
the breeches,
much less the weapon. Much less the weaponry is really expensive as well. Hello, Dixie.
Right now, you're looking at for a musket. You could be looking up to $2,000 right now for a musket, brand new, a replica. I lucked out. Got mine 4 years ago for $10 because I won it in a raffle.
Oh my gosh, that's
he got lucky.
Yes,
your pistol. We got lucky.
Yeah, and I got my pistol.
Because it was a former reenactor that had passed, and his wife sold it
pretty cheap.
So that's how he got his pistol. And then my little one shot piece, I got lucky because my
Derringer.
My cousin sold it to me. He didn't know what to do with it.
She has the replica of the Derringer that shot Lincoln. They call it the Lincoln Killer.
Yeah.
And that's for when camp gets raided. She can at least take one with her.
It's a one shot. Hey, Dixie.
Now, what are some of your favorite spots that you guys have well, first, let me go back to your RV first. How did you decide to go with the RV versus like the van or the car? Did you guys just
dogs?
Now, did you buy your?
Plus,
I know, because I know there's a box. There's people that do box vans. I think Gina, Van Life with Gina. She does it, and Greg from Fit for Exploring. They have box vans. Did you consider doing that, or was that just something, or did you just want to just get an RV?
Our next, we've been actually discussing this. Our next rig will probably be mid-sized schoolie that we'll build out
to our likings.
Yeah, to our likings, and won't have to worry about not being able to haul anything.
Yeah. But the reason we did the Class C was the 3 dogs. Jasper is not little. He's 80 pounds. And we could still maneuver inside Honey with 3 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think if we went with the van or anything else a little bit smaller, there would be no room to maneuver with 3 of them in there. But we've been kicking around the mid-sized school bus.
Yeah, school buses are popular. School buses are popular.
Very popular.
You can build it out the way you, just like a box truck. You can build it out to your specification. When you buy a rig, most of them already come up with a pre-made floor plan,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
it is what it is. Like ours, the
Now,
bathroom's in the back. We would prefer the bedroom in the back.
Mm-hmm.
sure. Now a rig, that's just a term for what you travel in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the mentioning Gina. Gina has a box van. I know because she has cats in hers. And you have three. No, you have three. Is that all you have? Just the 3 dogs?
That's
So
enough.
you don't have any.
Yeah.
No kitties.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I think
An occasional lizard from time to time.
Yeah.
If they get in the rig.
We had a pet lizard for about 2 weeks that come in, visited.
Uh-huh.
He left when we left. I was like, okay, thanks for letting me stay. Later. And he moved out.
Oh, okay. What's been your funnest? Where have you? What state have you enjoyed the most outside of Indiana?
Ooh.
That's hard to pick. I mean, each state has its own.
I don't know. So far, I'd have to say Arizona.
Yeah.
Because we haven't really camped like we have in Arizona. I mean, you know, we were in Arizona for 1.5 years. And we went all over Arizona. Grand Canyon, the National Forest. Tombstone. Yeah, I'd have to say Arizona right now.
Yeah.
Now,
most New Mexico is a close second.
New Mexico's right behind it.
Now, does that help that because they're so wide open that you can basically, in camping, like you can't always boondock, right? Do you? I guess you are. I mean, you can camp in. I mean, if you need to park in a Walmart parking lot, you could do that, right? Now, is there any limitations? Is there any limitations to how long that you can set up at a location? Like where you're at now, how long do you usually stay before you move?
Okay, where we're at right now is what they call LTVA. It's a BLM land, but it's called long-term visitor area. And what they did was in the mid 80s, they turned these BLMs into long-term visitor areas to save the impact on the desert from the snowbirds coming down. So what you do if you're going to be here all winter, you can pay $180. You get a sticker, and you can go to any of the 8 LTVAs that are in the area. BLM LTVAs. Yeah. And any BLM. But this LTVA, you have access to sewer and trash. So for $180, that covers the whole 7 months. You don't have to leave here. You can get dump, water, and trash. All the other ones, except for one, doesn't have all that, but you can come back here and use that. If you get here late, like we did, you can pay $40 for 2 weeks, and that's what we've done. So we have access to that.
Now,
most of the BLM is 14 days.
Like I'm sure you guys probably both work on this too, but how do you budget your income? I mean, is it because you gotta pay for insurance, gas, food and supplies, dog food and whatnot? Is it how do you guys balance an expense? Expenses because you have a little coming in, but it seems to me like it's more going out than coming in because you're not working. Is that something that van lifers have to deal with? Is that one of the things you plan for? Like, okay.
The key to that is don't as much as possible and see your surroundings.
A lot of people make the mistake of coming out and they move like every day or every 3 days. You go broke in gas.
Yeah, if you can afford that, that's fine.
Fine. But a lot of people make the mistake of moving too much and then before they're broke. We prefer to move every 14 days. We are budgeted for every 14 days.
Yeah. And we'll move like 4 to 5 hours away, which usually costs us about $100 to move the rig and the car.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you have a car
that's
too.
That's about 100. Yeah.
Okay.
100 to, we don't tow it. It's, but follows behind it. So
Okay.
about 100 to 200 a month to move, and then your food, you got to eat.
No matter
You
where
got to
you're
eat
at.
food sitting in your house. So your food is your everyday expense you had anyway. So you're worse than anybody else is. But the key to it, we don't have a house payment now. We don't have a water bill. We don't have an electric bill. We don't have I'm missing a gas bill.
Yeah, for the house.
We don't have cable TV satellite bill. The only bill we have now is our phone bill and our insurance. And that's it. And that's insurance for the rigs, the car, and our health insurance.
Yeah.
That's only bills we have now.
Because you got to eat no matter where you're at.
Yeah, you're gonna buy, your food's the same. So, and the other bills we have are things we use for YouTube, the Epidemic Sound, the TubeBuddy, just little things like that. Our Paramount Plus, our Prime TV, and our VPN, so we can watch US Go TV when that works. But yeah,
it's all in the budget. You just got to learn your limits.
Oh, and our phones. Our phones are part of it. That's another thing that helps is our visible phones. As Going Green Mom says, we have 3 visible phones. 3 have internet. All 3 they run on Verizon towers. The difference is they have unlimited hotspots. Yeah. Unlimited, truly unlimited. No 15 gig, you're throttled. $25 a month for each phone. So that's $75 for 3 phones.
You were paying $140 just for your phone through
Verizon, and I wasn't getting the service that these guys on Visible was, so I fired Verizon and went with Visible.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just you got to learn your limits. I mean,
you don't go crazy. You don't go
out to eat every day.
What do they call them? Roller coaster theme parks. We don't do that. We don't have nothing against them. It's just we don't do them, and there's a lot of things out here that are free or really cheap, and them are the things that we look for.
Historic stuff that we go check out. History. We love hiking. Hiking's free for most areas. I mean, you just got to drive there.
Our last campsite before the site before the last one, we camped in the middle of a ghost town and spent them 2 weeks exploring that. I mean, that's the stuff that we like.
I think
it's a limit.
It must be. I mean, it sounds so cool. Now, what are some of the things that you do miss from being in a house, or do you?
Nothing.
Your cable internet.
Okay, the cable internet. That would be about. I would say that would be it. Because if we would have discovered this lifestyle 30 years ago,
our kids would have been
35 years ago. Yeah, we would have never had a house.
Yeah, we have out of our kids, one kid still loves the camp. So,
hiking. We love hiking.
So out of 4 kids, one still likes the camp. So I don't think we did too bad.
No.
The other one likes hotels. So.
How often do you talk to your kids? Stay in touch. I mean, you tell them like, we're going to be going to this ghost. We're going to go to this ghost town to set up camp for 2 weeks. So, do you have like a regular check-in time with them? Like, okay.
About every day, we're in communication with the kids.
Yeah,
at least a couple of them.
The girls
aren't really social media.
Yeah, the girls know where we're at no matter what. Our 2 daughters, because I'm always in contact with those 2. I'll tell them, okay, we're on our way to, like, say when we left Tucson. Okay, we're heading to Quartzsite. I'll let you know when we get there. So the girls know exactly our moves. Our daughter-in-law, Rashaya,
she knows too.
She knows where we're going, and she keeps the oldest boy informed.
Yeah, our boys, they work too much. They're not on the internet.
They're much. Both of them are working like 60 hours a week. But the girls know exactly where we're moving to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always in contact with all 3 of those.
And we're not alone.
Oh, Al's mentioning. He says, "I know all about camp." Yeah, that's right. Me and Al and the Cheetah, we're camping every Sunday. Yeah, yeah, we're camping at camp. Yeah, we're camping at Camp Crystal Lake. Oh boy. Um, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Kaylee, we drop a pin a lot.
Did people ask you that a lot?
What's that?
Did they ask you if you ever been to Camp Crystal Lake?
What?
You don't know
Yeah.
what Crystal Lake is.
It's a horror movie. Something to do with a horror movie, ain't it? Because I figured if she knew it, then it had something to do with a horror movie. Oh, Jason, Friday
Yeah.
13th. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think,
yeah.
like I said,
See,
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people are
Not so much
surprised.
Jason.
You know, yeah, I think a lot of
Not
people
so
were really
much
surprised
Jason.
when go ahead.
But yeah, we don't get asked about Jason a lot. We do get asked about dueling banjos a lot. Hearing banjos.
Oh no, no.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me,
we do get asked that a lot.
really? Do you tell them that Did you notice I walked in here with a wife? Yeah. The dueling banjos from a movie called Deliverance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get
Now,
asked. Have you ever heard of banjos?
Yep.
Have you been to Georgia yet? Have you been to Georgia yet?
Oh yeah.
His mom lives in Georgia.
Yeah, we've been to Athens. We've been Stone Mountain, all over Georgia. A couple state parks, 3 state parks.
We went to Battlefield there too.
And a battlefield, a Revolutionary Battlefield.
Revolutionary Battlefield. What was the name of the one? Right by your
remember.
mom.
I don't remember.
You can go to Atlanta.
Yeah.
You can go to Atlanta and be in a battlefield right there.
I don't like Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'll take Chicago traffic any day.
Athens, Georgia has the only double barrel cannon.
Yeah, that's what university is. Now, has there been any place that you've been to where you've been once and probably would not want to go again, or would you tell people to avoid if all possible?
Not really.
Actually, yeah, no, not really. No, yeah.
Because, each to their own. What we might not like, you might like to camp at.
Yeah.
No.
Other than maybe a Texas picnic area, don't stop there.
Yeah. 10 and 20's got a picnic area. I wouldn't.
You can camp there for 24 hours.
But I wouldn't suggest it. It's nasty.
Go to the rest areas. Other than that.
That rest area is nasty.
That'd be the only place we wouldn't recommend.
Yeah.
Overnighting it.
That one's garbage.
But we've been in places that's had a lot of garbage in that, but humans are humans. It's sad.
What is a meetup? I've heard that term many times. I mean, is that what it is? What it sounds like, or is it? What does that term mean?
What's that?
A meetup. Meetup.
A meetup?
Oh, a meetup. Well, we're kind of at one now, but not this. This one ain't gonna get started for about another week. But it says we don't get together.
Or a group of friends.
Not really YouTube channels. It's first
anybody
that
is welcome.
They come by, meet, camp with you, or just come by your camp, and visit with you, and then leave. Or that's basically the meetups that we've been to.
They want me a cooking video. Well, I would like to start the Dutch oven cooking fire, not on the Coleman stove or the Blackstone.
Is that the biggest danger for
those are
any
cooking?
van
I
lifer?
can cook over the fire.
She's probably going to make the biggest. You cut out there. The biggest what?
Is the biggest danger to a van life for such an RV or such as you two? Is it fire? Is that the biggest fear? Can you hear me all right? Uh-oh, we might have lost him. Or it could be me. No, I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me? We got really meet up with a bunch of RVers and vanners meet at agreed upon camping space for a few days for the friendship community. Okay. Uh, yeah, I think they froze. I think they have to come back. Um, I'll tell them to back off, come back in. Uh, all right, so I told them to back out and come back in. So we'll see what happens. Hey Rick, how are you, sir? Yeah, I would think honestly, I would think for I mean, I could be wrong. Um, yeah, it would be fire, I would think. And if anybody's in the chat, I'd like to know, do you guys in our van lifers, uh, do you guys actually do fire drills for that? Here, fire exterior security, yep. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna remember that one, Rick. Buffer the stream slayer. Yeah, they bounced out. So they'll be back here in a minute. Let's see. All right, there you go. There we go. Ta-da! All right. I'm not sure if they hear me.
There.
There we go.
Yeah, it said the host muted us.
Oh. We were just talking real quick before we all got froze. I guess it was a guest appearance by Buffer the Stream Slayer. Yeah. Rick's gonna make that into a T-shirt. The one question I was asking you before the interruption was, what's your biggest fear as far as the rig goes? Is it fire?
Break
Is
down?
that the biggest?
No, breaking down's my biggest fear. Everybody says fire. Most people will say fire, but mine's breaking down. I just don't want to break down in the middle of traffic, blocking lanes of traffic.
Well, and nobody wants to work on a big rig.
Well, that ain't
Yeah,
mechanic
wise.
But just I don't know. I'm one of the few that says breakdowns. Mostly everybody else will say fire.
Hi, Crystal. How are you? A real lady electrician. She's driving, but she's listening. So I want to say, give her a shout out. Also a tremendous supporter and a lovely lady. And yeah, drive safely. Yeah, I was just wondering about the fire aspect of it, and then if you guys ever do any drills, like like do you guys practice on what you would do in a situation? Because something like that ever happens, a lot of times people freeze because they're not really prepared for it. And to me, it's like I was wondering if you guys have your own roles, like if you spotted smoke or whatever, but I guess that would be sort of hard if you're traveling because you drive the rig all the time, right, Roy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm behind him in the car.
Yeah.
Right. Now, breaking down, yeah, that seems to be a real bugaboo too. Another van lifer told me that before you even leave, even before you put your ass in the seat, he said that you have to have at least between $3,000 to $5,000 put aside just for potential car repairs.
Oh, it definitely helps. Part of the reason we went with a 1982 rig is I can work on it. I can fix it. It's no sensors, no computers, no, it's carbureted. It's old school that I grew up working on, and I've had to work on it. I've changed the water pump. I've changed something else on the road, and I can't think of what it is now. Something else.
The fuel filters.
Filters left and right.
Yeah.
Exhaust work on the road.
We've done all that on the road.
No.
We've seen so many with the modern sensors that, even like our.
Hey, there's Tiffany, we're a teacher.
Hey, Tiffany. Even with like your modern cars, all these sensors. We got this, was it 2006 Cobalt? Mm-hmm. We have been chasing sensors since we got it.
I haven't got to the transmission pan yet, but that's on the list for today or tomorrow.
We had to find our gas extra. We have gas hoses, propane tank hoses. We lost one. How do you lose one? Roy puts it in the car and you never see it again because that's where I found it. Yeah. But he's going to get to that.
Uh-huh. Now, when did Roy become a ransacking guy? I mean, we found that out during your Under the Awning daily stream that Roy likes to ransack. So where did that come from?
Apparently that was today. Honey is the big 40 years old. Yep. That's the name of our rig, is Honey.
Oh, okay. So, you did.
The reason it's named Honey is because that's what it is. It's a 1982 Ford Honey, and it says Honey all over it. So. Okay.
Now I was gonna say, do you name your cars? Like, does your other little car have a name for it?
It's he's sitting right here behind us. His name is Bobby. The reason his name is Bobby is because that's what most people call a baby B is Bobby. So he is spelled B. Is it B-A-B-B?
I don't remember.
B-O-B-B. No, yeah, B-O-B-B-E-E. Yeah.
It's a baby B.
It was a baby B.
Kaylee's saying the car is the Cobalt triangle where stuff disappears.
Yeah. Going green. How often do you have to declutter and deorganize? A lot.
Yeah. How often do you have to do that? I mean, is that like a once a month type of thing? Because you find yourself, I mean, when you guys go out, I mean, it must be, you feel like you want to pick something up. You want to buy something for the rig or buy something, for yourselves. But you're right. You only have a very small amount of room. So, I mean, how do you manage to do that? You just like you want it, but you can't get it.
If we don't need it, we don't get it because we're on limited space.
I've learned something about this decluttering and organization that we seem to be doing once a month. It's because when you don't use something for a little bit and you use it, but you don't use it right away, it gets pushed in the back. And then a few months later, you need it. So now you got to drag everything else out, and it leads to more organization, and it's a constant circle.
Yeah. And we've discovered we've had stuff that we got rid of because we thought we needed it and we didn't need it.
Yeah, I can see that. Have you guys? I mean, how long? You've been on here for 3 years. Do you guys keep down a journal? Would you recommend people write a journal? Like where have you been to? How far you drove? Your expenses. I mean, do you keep it like either on your computer or on our ledger? Do you keep do you keep track of where you've been and what you spend all at the same time, and then go over it every? I'm just curious. No. I mean, because I'm sure you've seen a lot of people that on the road that are not on the road anymore because they can't afford to be on the road anymore.
Oh yeah, and then that's mainly because they move too much. But
right.
No, we don't really. Our videos are basically our log.
Yeah, of where we've been.
We don't really keep track of other than the bank account.
Yeah,
keeps track of itself. That's about That's about it. We know what we can spend each month, and
I have a calendar with everything. That
we'll go out to eat maybe once a month, maybe twice if we don't spend a lot the first time.
Like you have like a regular calendar like this, Becky?
No, it's on my phone.
Oh,
yeah. I was gonna say, haven't seen one of them in about 3 years.
I was gonna say,
I didn't know where to hang one.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
No walls.
Now you mentioned you're in Arizona right now. So what kind of animals have you seen out there in Arizona?
Not your typical Arizona animals you would think you'd see, but we've seen coyotes.
We had a coyote last night across the road from us.
Still have yet to see a bobcat, or
we've heard one.
Yeah, we've heard a mountain lion. Have yet to see it.
Becky almost put a new door in Honey with
it was in our camp, but we didn't see it. But we did hear it. That was
the mountain
lion a year and a half ago. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't want to play with the big kitty. Sorry.
We've
big cats. They can be finicky. I can tell you from experience, owning a cheetah, that they can be finicky.
A lot of mule deer. Got surrounded by a herd of elk. Me and a buddy on a hike.
Yeah.
Got a video of that too.
Sheep.
That was cool. Lots of sheep.
Desert fox.
Foxes.
Road runners.
Lots of road runners.
Lots of road runners.
Yeah,
only about 3 or 4 rattlesnakes.
That's 3 or 4 too many in my case.
No tarantulas yet.
Now,
what do you do? What do you do when you see a rattlesnake?
I go the other way.
Yeah.
You guys are my heroes. Thank you so much. Thank you for not killing it.
No, we don't. Unless it's coming after us, trying to hurt our dogs.
And not only that, I think it's illegal on BLM land.
Yeah, I think it is. But
donkeys we've heard donkeys, but haven't seen donkeys.
Yeah,
yet.
We've heard them all around that OB.
Up in Phoenix, yep.
Yep.
But trying to think what else here.
The little prairie dogs. Those things are
a lot
cute.
of prairie dogs. A lot of prairie dogs.
Oh my gosh! What about the roads? I mean that, like you said, about breaking down. I mean, are the roads pretty good? As far as that goes, I'm thinking about potholes with the prairie dogs.
There's
there are, yeah.
Some places we go here in Arizona, the roads are pretty good. Other places, the roads are horrible.
Yeah. No, we have not. That's up north, Going Green, Mom, where the donkeys are. The town. Honey wouldn't fit when we was up north last year.
No, Honey would fit there. We just didn't take Honey there. So we're
going
to take the car there.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to ask you each, because I'm sure you guys will have different answers for this. So I'll let Becky go first. And I want to know what your favorite 5 memories have been on the road so far. What are your 5 favorite memories?
Ooh, I have time to think about this.
Well, I have to say number 1 would be the Natchez Trace in Tennessee. We stayed up there at the
Meriwether
Lewis Free Campground in Tennessee, because there is a lot there to see. That would be my number 1 spot. 2 would be the Joshua Tree in California.
Nice.
Then the Grand Canyon, Tombstone, and then I think the coolest was the ghost town we went through there in New Mexico.
Wow.
Those are my top.
How about you, Roy?
Man, that's pretty close to the same. The Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that was one of his bucket list.
Yeah, the Grand Canyon. The Meriwether Lewis, like you said, but that place we stayed in Georgia that neither one of us can remember the name of.
It's a canyon.
It's a canyon.
I shared it to John and Jan.
But
it was free camping in Georgia's National Forest. Cherokee, I think.
Flagstaff. Belmont area in Flagstaff. Camping by Mount Humphrey. That was in hiking.
Yeah, I didn't do Mount Humphrey.
Now, where do you want to go next? I mean, what are some of the places you want to go to, in 2022 that you haven't been yet?
That's the thing. We don't know.
Meg's wondering if that was Cloudland Canyon in Georgia. Cloudland Canyon.
That don't sound right.
It was up northeast. It was free camping.
Right, not too far from Chickamauga.
Yeah.
We
Wasn't
were
too
like
far
a
from
half
there.
hour from Chickamauga camping free.
It was way back off the road, right next to a creek. Oh, it was beautiful.
Where would we like to go in 2022?
We
Yeah,
don't know.
We don't really have any major goals. You would like to go to Boot Hill Cemetery.
That's in Tombstone.
No, it ain't. It's
Oh, yeah,
outside.
Tombstone was, yeah, well, it's in Tombstone. Yeah, that would be added to my list. Tombstone for sure.
And where Johnny Ringo's buried.
We got to go there yet.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd like to see the
You know-
grave of Johnny Ringo.
You missed that. I got to talk to Johnny Ringo a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I interviewed his wife, Michael Bean's wife, and he came on the show, and we were talking Cowboys, but we were talking the Magnificent Seven.
That's
Yeah. They made a TV show out of it.
See, how far are we from? We're about. Wow, we're quite a ways from
Georgia right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a long way if you're in Arizona.
Well, when we get back to Indiana, we'll probably run down and see Mom again.
Now, do you guys headquarters at Indiana? I mean, do you guys like go out for like 4 or 5 weeks and then come back to Indiana, then go back out for 4 or 5 weeks, come back to Indiana, or are you guys just always on the road, always going somewhere new?
Always on the road, mainly. We spent the summer in Indiana last year to get
me back up in shape.
Get her, yeah. She had some doctor's things, but we spent the summer in Indiana mainly to get the house and that taken care of for the daughter.
Yeah, that was an ordeal.
Now we don't have to do that. We can come and go now as we please in Indiana. Plus, we had to do some pretty major repairs to Honey with the exhaust, switching seats out, stuff like that. We got all that done now. So
yeah, but now you got another big task.
What's that?
Doing the solar setup.
Oh yeah, I like to add more solar, so we'll see how this.
You got that
goes.
Big inverter to add.
Oh yeah, big monster inverter to add.
Yeah. It depends on what we want to have done or get done, and how much we stay.
The solar, I would think that would probably cut down your energy cost quite a bit because solar the total top of the van of the rig. But since you want to get a school bus, are you just going to keep everything down? I mean, is that something you want to do this year? Maybe thinking about it.
Nah, the school bus is going to be a couple years down the road, few years yet. Honey's got a lot of life in her. Honey makes the channel too. You know, people. The bus is going to be painted similar to Honey once we get it, but that could be like 5 years down the road. But I mean, if
we're kicking the ideal around.
The next rig that we do will definitely be a schoolie, just because of the way they're built, the sturdiness.
Yeah, those engines are amazing. I mean, that's the one bad knock about RVs is that their engines do tend to break down a lot. But school buses, they're built forever.
Oh yeah.
Kenny's here.
Hey, Kenny.
Oh, thank you, Kenny. Me and Greg are always giving Kenny a hard time on Wednesdays on their stream.
They tried leaving Honey. She's part of the family. Yeah, that's another thing too. There's that, you know. Yeah, we'd like to build a schoolie out, but then there's because Honey is actually part of our family.
Look, I'm not driving Honey behind a school bus.
The only reason, I mean, to be honest with you, we may not ever sell Honey. Honey may be parked in the front yard and just there to look at.
Remember?
You know?
She told her, our oldest daughter said, "Dad, if you don't want Honey no more, can I have her?" She loves Honey.
But then again, you know, by that time she could be sitting in the Roy and Becky's Travels Museum. You know, you never know.
Right. Now, I want to touch real quick on the. I'll talk about this for us, and before I let you guys go. But let's talk a little bit about your YouTube channel, because your YouTube channel was very popular. I mean, you got over 1,500 subscribers. You do your live stream every single day for the under the awning. When did you start doing your? When did you decide to start doing YouTube? Was that before or after you guys got on the road?
Right before the road, because we decided, watching all the other YouTubers out there that were traveling. Yeah, you don't make hardly any money doing it, but it does help cover the cost a little bit. And
it started out as a reenactment channel.
No, that didn't. We
kind of did.
Well, It did, but it wasn't intended to start it out.
Yeah.
We used the reenactments for practicing for editing because that was all the footage we had. We hadn't
He's
started
the editor,
traveling yet.
not me.
So that's why there was reenactment videos.
I'm the quality control lady.
Yeah. So we decided to make videos. We can make videos just like the rest of them and get a little income from that to help out on the road. But what, we're on our 3rd season now with YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roughly, yeah.
Before that, we just watched everybody.
We were big supporters.
Yeah.
And then we switched over to being the creators. We still try to support when we can, but being on the road, the internet kind of kills that.
Oh no,
Yep.
I mentioned before. I mentioned before you guys came on. I mentioned how much you've been supporting of my channel. I mean, you guys come over quite a bit and hang out with when I do the interviews, and then I saw you guys a couple of times on the midnight hour. And I'm thinking, I was like really impressed. I'm like, look at these guys. They're over here and they're hanging in there. They must like horror movies and stuff. And I was like, and then you start coming over and hanging out with us on the interviews, and I thought that was really neat too. And I'm going like, this is I don't get that. I don't get the support. I'm always welcoming it. Everybody that's here today that's from the from your channel or whatnot, they're more than welcome to, like I said, please hit the sub button.
Yeah.
Because I loved it. I loved it because it's like, other than you and Hobbs, Hobbs is a van lifer. And then you had Paper Bag Nomad. He came over for a while, and it was just really neat seeing you guys come out and support what I was doing. And because of that's how I got to know you, and then and come over and hang out with you guys, under the awning. There's a lot of times where I don't say anything, but I'll have you guys on to the side, and I'm doing work, and I listen to your show every day. When you guys are live, I'll sometimes say hello, and sometimes I'm just so busy. But I listen pretty much your show every day, about 1 o'clock Eastern time, every single time. And if you guys are new to that, if you guys are new to Roy and Becky, they do a live stream when they're able to, from Monday through Friday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And sometimes on the weekends too, if your internet holds up.
Friday nights usually at 6 Central, I think it is.
We haven't been able to do that for over
that's supper time for everybody out here.
And everybody's on their...
They're not on the trails. They're back at their rigs streaming stuff, so it ties up the bandwidth. Yep.
Now, do you guys have
support as many as we can?
I get aggravated because I can't get to everybody.
We got a lot of friends now on YouTube. It makes it hard to watch everybody. But now being out here on the road makes it even harder with the internet. Because like right now, we can't watch YouTube, but we can do stream. That doesn't make sense. How we can do a live stream.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but
and you're right.
The download speed. Like Tiffany, she's got great live streams. We love her live streams. We haven't been able to watch her for a while.
I tried getting into one, it just spun. So
yeah, she has some of the best content going on. I mean, I love it
when she samples food.
Huh?
I love it when she samples food. But we got a lot of our friends out here. We can't watch it. It just we missed the cable internet because then I was able to have 15 devices going, and I think on that cable internet we could have like up to 50 devices going.
Yeah,
right.
And it was like a command center on live streams.
He'd have all the phones on somebody different listening.
Yeah, and we can't do that out here.
Yeah.
It's frustrating because we see all these videos coming out and we're like,
we gotta
wait, add it to the watch later list. So and we can't stream to our TV because the Wi-Fi signal is horrible. So the watch later list it's getting back up there again.
Yeah,
it's about 4,000 videos.
We had it down to like 300 videos to watch, and I think we're up to 2,000 now.
So, wow. Yeah,
well, one of these days you'll get on over there and get a chance to catch up. But you're right. I mean, the bigger your channel gets, the harder it is to keep track of everybody because there's so many more people that want your attention. So but people who've been in the YouTube game long enough, they understand that. You know, like they say, well, you used to do my comments all the time. Now I don't ever see you. Yeah, they used to have like a couple hundred subscribers. Now they have almost 2,000. So it's really, really hard to sit there and just, it's hard. It's hard to do that.
I get behind on comments, but I
Sure.
do get to them eventually. It might take me 5 or 6 days, but I get to them. I respond to the comments. I do the Facebook page. I do the Facebook group page. I do Instagram. Roy
does all the social media stuff.
So, I mean, I try to do all that and let him just focus on editing. And then I do the music for most of the videos. Mm-hmm. I pick out the music.
We probably will have a raid parade video this week too. So I'm getting ready to do that.
Yeah. But I mean,
now,
we
you have memberships for people too. They can help support you by becoming a member.
Yeah, we don't
push it.
We don't do a lot for our members like other channels because we try to keep everybody equal. You know, we don't do member only live streams, member only videos. We haven't got nothing against that. It's just we want our other viewers to feel just as welcome too.
Because they're contributing to
with our members. If we'll mail them a magnet, we'll mail them other things that we get extra, and we also we have a T-shirt drawing that we were going to do one this month, but Honey needs a tires, so we're going to wait till next month and do a membership.
Well, you know, we could do for members, and I'll talk to you about it after it.
Well, okay, then we'll wait for that.
We already have it.
And then we'll do the same thing with our moderators and that. And then every now and then on our live streams, we'll just do a random comment picker thing and give a T-shirt away.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we try to keep it fair for everybody because I
like that. I like that too.
Not everybody's got the income to be a member. We understand that. But they do support us when they watch our videos. They give us the time of day.
We feel because when we first started, we only had like 300 subscribers. Somebody was wanting our PayPal. We weren't pushing that then.
I got yelled at.
We wanted to feel part of we're part of your channel. So that's kind of how we treat our memberships. It's there if you guys want to use it. We greatly appreciate it. Don't get us wrong.
But we don't push it.
But we don't want to keep our regular viewers separated from anything. Yeah. And because they make the channel just as much as the memberships do. And your what do we call them? Supporters and creators.
Yeah.
Supportive. I welcome any at all. I mean, I have a few supporters on here, folks who don't make content as of yet, but I welcome them in as well. I mean, their comments. If they come in and they comment, that's fine for me. To me, I told that to somebody. He says, I'm not really a creator. I'm just more of a supporter. I said, did you leave a comment? And she goes, yeah. He goes, like, you're a creator because you just created dialogue right here. Because of that, yeah. So I said, when it comes down to it, I mean, you are a creator. It's just on a different level. So don't feel like you're just, not doing anything. You're not contributing. You are, So Jenny's saying, he says he's all time supporting different. I'm all the time supporting different YouTube channels throughout the community. Love the community as family. Now, if we can get Kenny to come over and become more of the horror community, that would be awesome.
I'm surprised he hasn't yet. Give him time.
Yeah, I watch Mr. Bones videos when it allows me to, and Hobbs.
Hobbs.
Mr. Bones though on his channel, he puts out some of the old school horror movies that I totally forgot about or have never heard of. And I like that because just because it's new doesn't mean it's good. Some of your older horror movies are better. I'm sorry.
Yep. No. In fact, that's what me and Al, when we went camping at Camp Crystal Lake, we're doing a overview on Sunday nights of the Friday the 13th movies. So we started way back with the first one back in 1980. We just covered that last Sunday on the Midnight Society. And so I'm with you. I'm very much a big old school fan. A lot of my reviews on my channel here are movies that are old. They're older. People probably have forgotten them or haven't heard of them. So I'm with you about that. I tell you what, though, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this up because I want to let you guys get going. I want to thank you guys so much again. You guys, like I said, this has been fun. I knew this was going to be really cool, and I was right. I would like to thank everybody who came out in the chat to support it. That's really important to me, too. Thank you guys so much. I enjoy seeing you guys, and I will see you guys, tomorrow at 1 o'clock. That's just like clockwork. And so to the rest of you folks here again, I'll put down Roy and Becky's all their information in case there's somebody who hasn't subbed to them yet. Which
Thank you.
There's a few in there I think that might not have, but we're gonna see if we can fix that. So we'll leave down all the contacts down for Roy and Becky's channel down in the description box, and I guess we will talk to you guys tomorrow. And everybody in the chat, hopefully we'll see you guys a little later tonight at 8 o'clock with our interview with Jennifer Tochi, and Women in Horror.
Oh, that's another great channel too. For anybody of our people that have her, go check Jennifer out. I love her reviews.
Jennifer is a tremendously sweet, and so we'll be talking to her today, and looking forward to it
today.
You guys stay right where you're at, and the rest of you guys, hopefully I'll see you tonight. Peace.
Have a good day, everyone.
Later.